Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joyous Stampin' with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today I'll be sharing with you my swaps I got for doing a leadership swap using the new bundle slash suite called Irresistible Blooms. Go and hold my flip and we'll get started. All right, let me get everything a little bit better in view so I have a center. There we go. Let me tell you all about this suite that just was released on March 1st. It is an online exclusive product. That means that you will not find this in a catalog, and it has no expiration date. I don't know how long it'll be here for, but it usually will be while supplies last. But when you do order it with our hostess code for March, I will send you some extra happy mail, including my penny tutorials, which gives you 4 extra bonus ideas of projects to make using this stamp set. So I hope you love it. I'm going to show you about 20 cards and projects made with this suite, kind of give you ideas. I do want to give you a heads up that right now the Irresistible Bloom dies are currently unavailable to order, which means you can't order the bundle as well. They sold out super fast. Like, they've only been around for a week, and it looks like they'll have shipment back into the warehouse by mid-April. So follow along to make sure you see when those come back, but hopefully you've gotten these already and these will be great ideas. And if not, you can always get it later. Okay, so let me show you the dies real quick, and that way you'll be familiar of how this stamp set and dies work together. I'm loving these really fun pieces. So of course we have our flower outlines that can die cut our flowers from our stamp set. They can also die cut the flowers from our DSP. You can see where I took this one out, and there's 2 sizes of flowers. So here's our second one. I'll die cut that one out as well. And then we have the dies that will go along our leaves right here, and also the leaves on the matching DSP, which is really fun. You'll have more of a solid side and more of a print side. Let me show you a little bit of that paper. I never want to take it out fully, so you guys will just get a little flash, and because I don't want to lose all these pieces, but look how just beautiful these pieces are. I'm gonna fan my way through it. The fun thing about this one is that it reintroduces 2 in colors that had once retired. So here's our list of colors, and the Pretty Peacock and the Lost Lagoon are 2 past in colors that will be coming back in March. So I'm back in May. We're super excited about that. All right, let me go ahead and get started with showing you these items that were part of the swap, and to tell you who made it. And if you want to see it more closer, then you be sure to click on my link to my blog, and you'll see each of these cards. I just love doing a Facebook Live because then you can actually see the cards open and in motion, a little bit more detail. So let me start with this one, which I shared with you last Friday, made by Amy Rich, because this is a fun fold that opens up to make a tower. So this is what had inspired me, and then this is the card that I made using that same design to create that fun tower there. So I love this one that Amy made. I did do it a little different, where I made a flower on here versus just using the leaves, but I did use the hello, and those scallops in the center. All right. So the downside of my swaps today is that they all come in this beautiful clear package, a clear envelope, because that's how it keeps them safe, but then it also makes it that I need to open it up. So each one will take a little bit longer today just to look at. But this one is by Linda Colin. She's a great stamper out east. She's created this thank you card that then opens up and says, "I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend." And I love the 2 font for that one. And I love that it is, it finishes the phrase. It says thank you, and then it tells you why you're so happy to have that friend. So that was a fun one by Linda. And this one's made by Carrie. It's another thank you. So on my blog, I have it divided into different greetings. So we have the thank you greetings. Love this one. She used those beautiful dies. She's done some white heat embossing right here, and then she's die cut those out. The thank you. Then she carries over with her DSP in this inside, and the same phrase, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. So that's a fun one. And that one, did I say who that was made by? Yes, that was made by Carrie Begaloo, I think is how you pronounce her name. The next one is made by Stella McKay. Another thank you card. And I just love this. Again, with that white embossing, however, she chose 3 different colors to do the embossing on. She's added a little bit of vellum for the background that's been die cut out. She has her thank you, which has also been heat embossed. Don't you just love that thank you font there with the swirly ends? She's die cut that fun circle that has, I want to call them bubbles. Where it has a circle and a line and a circle, bubble lines is what I'm going to refer to those from here on out. She did use also a brand new embossing folder that just came out as well on March 1st, which has just made this beautiful, beautiful card. She stamped a little bit in the inside so we carry over with our theme and using that petal pink. Great card, Stella. The next one is made by Natalie Travis. She actually lives here in the San Diego area of California, and she made this really fun fold card. It says, hooray, it's your day. Again, with that white embossing on the flower. That's going to be very, very popular, I think, among all these cards. She's used that DSP, and she has the Flirty Flamingo card base. But then we open this up here, and then we have our fun inside there. Super fun, but it's pretty simple fun fold. And we might have to redo this one later and show you guys how to make that one. Our next one is by Kathy Miller. Hers is a hooray, it's your day card. This time she stamped the ink of it onto the basic white. Let me pull this one back in so you kind of see the comparison. Use that same color palette here. This one was stamped on the cardstock. This was stamped on basic white using the same colors. Super cool idea. Even has that same embossing folder. You can see that one there. And then create a nice little cluster. She's added a little bit of ribbon and some DSP right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. Love that one. And she did some stamping inside as well. That's one of our goals. We'll see how many people. The leader of the swap, she puts, of course, rules for us to swap by. And one of them she highly suggests is that we continue on the card in the inside and to have it carry over the theme of the front. So this one's made by Rhonda Morgan. Sorry, her name's on the back. And she also used a new embossing folder right there. You see these fun little bumps. I love that. She has the hooray, it's your day. This one, she used the DSP. So I love that we've had now 3 different ways to make this flower. The DSP, ink on basic white, embossing on color cardstock. So that's super fun. These are a fun embellishment that just came out as well that are also currently unorderable. So you'll see a couple of those probably on these cards and wondering, what are those? Those are a new loose embellishment that we have. Great card. Oh, and she did not stamp in the inside, but that's okay. Still love her design. The next one is made by Denise Jorgensen. She's from Washington, and she really did a great job with our color scheme here. Looks like she had some retired pretty peacock, so that's the color she used here, and also with her stamping of her flowers and her leaves. Use that DSP, says, hooray, it's your day. I love that she's used the foil for the die cutting here. That just adds a great pop. And I love her cluster down here. So it's not a full-on flower in this corner, so it just hugs the whole corner instead of having an empty space on it. And then she's used a couple of that splatter mark ones. I don't know if you saw that on the stamp set, that we do have that really nice little splatter effect. And for some reason, I've always have really like that that stamp. Like you'll find in lots of other stamp sets too. So I love that effect on cards, a little bit of splatter. This card's made by Sandy Carlson. And hers is, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. She's used that DSP. This one looks like it's also the DSP as well. The one way to find out, so it's double-sided. Let me see if I can look. Yeah, that's a DSP on DSP. You see those loose embellishments again. She's used a cute little banner. I love the use of DSP for this one. It's probably about a 3 by 5.5, and then just that little bordering on the background. A great way to use paper as well. Her Flirty Flamingo is the base for that one. You'll notice a lot of these cards have a similar color tone because they're all using that DSP that has that color family we're using. All right, this next one, 1 minute, is a fun fold, and it is made by Susan Miller. And she has a saying, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Again, with that similar DSP that we just saw, but just a different size of it. And then she has hers stamped on basic white, then die cut out. And then she has DSP on both sides using those loose embellishment again. And then it opens up to have our fun fold like there. Super great card. This one I really like because it's a totally different color scheme. This one has a basic black card base and is made by Kelly Anderson. She's from Wisconsin. And she, again, has used that beautiful new embossing folder. She's die cut using that the rectangle shapes, I want to say. Oh, stitch rectangle. There we go. Can you see there's a little bit of stitching on that DSP there. I love that DSP and how it really brings a pop to this one. And I love that it's stitched, so it's just not a piece of paper cut out. She carries that over with our piece here that she uses her place to stamp on. It has a stitching as well. Let's see if she's done anything inside. Oh yes, a little bit of DSP to carry over. Great, great card. The next one also uses a black card base, and it is made by Jeannie Nelson. But I love this layout, and I might have to totally copy it and use this with any DSP, where she has these 5 different pieces. These two look the same, these ones are the same, and then a different center. And then she's created kind of like a tile look to it, right? Where this looks like it could be a backsplash almost by the way that she's lined it all up. I love that she's used the basic black instead for her color on the flower on a colored cardstock. Super great idea. Her black leaves has a saying, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. And then a little strip of DSP on the inside to carry over that color. These ladies are doing great. This one might be one of my favorites. This one's made by Tracy Boyer. She's actually my friend, and I met her at we've been her Facebook friend for a little while, but we met in person recently at On Stage this past year. And I love this one, and I don't know what it is. I think it's the color difference. Like all the rest were more of that lighter colors, a couple of those basic black. But I love that she's used the Evening Evergreen. She's done a great job. I want to say she did some sponging here on this one. It almost looks like watercoloring though, which wouldn't surprise me if she did that as well, but it is just gorgeous. We have our, oh, you know what I think she did? I'm going to guess, but I could be wrong. She might have stamped on DSP. Oh, she did. So on the other side of the DSP, it's more of a solid look. So she could have grabbed, let's say, let me see if I can find a good example. This guy here, and she could have stamped directly on there and then had die cut that out. Clever, clever. No ink required, just using the DSP. Love it. The inside has our cute little cluster of flowers and leaves and those beautiful splatters as well. And did I tell you I really like the I like you. I like you, and it has the fun little curly font on the beginning and just like the thank you. Great job, Tracy. This one here, at first, I would never say I'm angry about a swap, but I was like, oh, this one hardly uses anything from the swap except for the stamp. It's made by Leela Minke, but I love the way this one turned out. So she just used this stamp image of the I like you, and then she has this beautiful die cutting done from a whole different set. She did stamp a little bit there as well. Get that, there we go, focus back in. But what I like about this is that the fact that her dies are not currently available. So she just focused on the stamp set that she liked and the greetings and how you can pair that with anything else in the catalog and it would go beautifully as well. So that's a really fun one. Oh, and the texture. Don't you just love the extra texture on a card? Super simple, but beautiful. This is another one of my favorites made by Heather, I always say her last name wrong, Guerrero. She's from my hometown of Colorado Springs, Colorado. I was just there this past weekend visiting with family. I love Heather's card because it looks like she used clear embossing powder. And how I can tell, oh, there we go. There's that shine. When I move it just right, the light will catch on it and you'll see that the ink is not a flat color of ink. It is shiny, which means that we don't have this embossing color, embossing powder. So she had stamped in the ink color of her choice, and then she sprinkled the clear embossing powder over it, and then she tapped off the excess and heat dried it with her heat tool and created that beautiful, beautiful shine, which I love that about the clear. embossing powder that you can make any color look this way. All right, she has the hello. Oh, and look, she does have a cute little inside as well. Love that one. Fun hello. All right, this one's made by Marcia Gay. I think say her name, and she's from Ohio. I've been there. That's where we lived before California. She has this great banner look behind her flower, a little bit of sparkly gold specialty paper there. She's using that embossing folder. She has a lot of layers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least paper layers on here, which is pretty awesome. So it's a little bit of a heavier card. And then she has her inside. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Great card. The next one uses a less traditional color from the palette that we've seen so far. She dug down and grabbed some of her favorite purple shades. This is Ruth Bingle, and she made this hello card. So what she's done is she's kept that little nest still attached, but then she also has her vellum embossed, and she has her, I always say it wrong, her Highland Heather, I think is the top color here, embossed as well. With that hello, then she has her purple flower in the corner. Usually you'll see that's the trend. It'll be in that bottom right corner is a favorite place to stamp inside of a card. Great job there using a different color scheme. This one is made by Judy Tuttle from Tuttle Up Stamping. This one has a really nice layout. So she has her 2 cluster of flowers, which have been from the DSP. She's tied in some of that soft sea foam on her leaves. I love her gold cording right here that matches along with our die cut of those string of bubbles. And that's that new embossing folder. The safe sheet we have used all 3. So it's a 3-pack of embossing folders. Let me grab the other ones so you guys can see. There we go. All the different textures. So we have more of that bubbly shape here, more of like this, I want to say this crisscross one. And then this one almost looks kind of floral tile-like. Those are a great example of our 3 new embossing folders, which is just an added bonus to see through these swaps. And she put a white inside so we can write on there easily. We only have a couple more left, and then make sure I show you my last 2 projects as well. So 2 more. This one's made by Darla Watson. She has her cute little hello that she's white embossed on basic black, and then she's fussy cut that out. And look at that fussy cutting skills, super close. This does not have a die cut, so she has used her paper snips and went along there. She's added some great embellishments. I love that splatter. She's die cut out a stitched circle, or stylus shaped circle, using the DSP, which is a fun way. And I like her very neutral card base for this one. Again, a cluster of flowers with a little bit of splatter in the corner inside. Great card, Darla. This one is made by Nancy Thompson, and she's from New York, which is super fun. That's from corner to corner almost in the United States. She's created this beautiful hello card. She just did a great job nestling her flowers together. Looks like she did blending on this one, so she probably sponged with or blended with her blending brush. This is one of my favorite DSPs from this, from the paper pack that we have here, the Hello Irresistible, because it has that watercolor look to it. That's the same one I used on my fun fold last week. See that similarity? Of course, that beautiful embossing folder. Let's see if she has any stamping in the inside. Oh, she did. Look, she went left. Everyone else went right, and she went left. How fun is that? Great job. All right, let me grab the last 2 samples I want to show you. Were ones that I made. These ones were part of my penny tutorials. So when you order from me this month, I will send to your inbox tutorials with 4 different designs made between myself and my stamping friend Linda Day. And we give you ideas of how to use this brand new stamp set. And it's our way to thank you after you've placed an order, to give you some additional ideas as you continue stamping with us. All right, so this one is fun. I want you to notice the hello and the friend are not together in the stamp set. Let me bring it back over. So we have hellos all by itself, and the I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend are 2 different stamp sets. So it was fun that I was able to stamp both of them and then fussy cut them out and create my own greeting here. So that's a fun tip for that one. This one has a fun frame that we've created using the decal rectangles, and then we have those bubble strings on there as well for that cool background look. I have used the Memento Black for our flowers and did just a little bit of blending brush. I do have it opening up this way, but nothing's inside this one. This is a thick basic white. And then this one is not a card. I usually try to add one 3D item. So if you're like, I don't really make cards, but I would love some ideas of how to make some gift bags or boxes or treat holders, this is the extra bonus idea as well. Let me get closer so you can see. I did some white heat embossing on for our thank you there. And then we have our DSP little strips here. This is also DSP for the flower and the leaves. I did a little bit of embossing on that soft sea foam. Of course, I have my linen thread. I didn't use those same loose gems. These are the in colors that are going to be retiring soon. But this is fun because I have Velcro on the bottom here and on the top to create this really fun window look here. This die came from this part right here, so we didn't waste anything to create our window. And then inside you can see our cute little treats here as well. So we made this really fun box out of a piece of cardstock, and then we just made it nice and fancy. And you could do this with lots of different ideas, this type of box, treat box, but it went perfectly with my Irresistible Blooms today. All right, let me go ahead and get all those back in as you tell me which ones were your favorite, if you're loving the hellos or the I like you. We only had, I think, 2 I like yous. I like you. The I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. Those ones are beautiful and fun. And then we have the Pretty Peacock Ode to, because it's coming back. Hooray, it's your day cards. That's fun for anything, but definitely birthday. So that'd be a great birthday one. Could never have too many thank you cards, which I just love the thank you font for this one. Super, super fun. All right, you guys, I think that's about all of them, right? That's all of the cards from today. I hope you guys have been inspired, have grown to love this one. I was not in love with this stamp set when I first got it. And it wasn't until a friend reached out and said, hey, I'm doing this swap. Do you think you are going to do it? And I said, sure, why not? And I'm so glad I did. I have these great cards to share with you and for me to use future to send to all of my stamping friends. All right, guys, have a great day. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.